I think it's extremely important for all oboists, whether you're making your own reeds or not, to know the basic reed adjustments. So say you're buying a reed and you get it and it's way too hard, or it's too wild and crazy and you can't really play on it. Well, if that's the case, then you can either adjust it and by knowing these basic adjustments and make it work better for you, or you've really just wasted money because you can't play on it anyways. And reeds are expensive. So I think it's so important for all oboists to learn how to make basic adjustments, even if you don't want to learn how to make them all the way from the beginning. So let's look at this reed, for example. A reed, the overall structure, you have your tip, which is right here. You have your heart, which is in the middle, and then you have your back. So those are the basic foundations of the oboe. So tip, heart, back. And within that, we have different elements. So we have the spine in the middle, and we have variations of the tip. So the tip is not just one thickness. If you look at the plaque here, you can see when I tilt up, it's thinner. You can see through the cane more on the sides, and then the center of the tip is thicker. Now, basic adjustments, and why that's important to know that is, say you get your reed and it is way too hard and it's stuffy. And stuffy oboe reeds or hard reeds are one thing that I get a lot of questions about. And a lot of the time it's in that area of the tip. So the sides of the tip right in front of your tip line here, the sides of the tip are usually, they can be a little too thick. So you wouldn't see as much shading on the side of a reed that is a little stuffy. So just scraping a little bit in this area will free up some of those vibrations. Now, of course, all of this is based off of what the crow is doing. So always crow your reed. If it crows easily, then the vibrations are getting in through the tip, because the vibrations always come, so you blow air in through the tip and then they work their way into the rest of the reed. So the tip has to be vibrating. You can also test this by whimpering into the reed, using a minimal amount of air, kind of like the airspeed you'd use blowing out a candle. Now, so there's so many things to learn that encompass all of reed making, but really, to be able to adjust a reed, you just have to evaluate the crow and do your visual inspections. So if the whimper doesn't happen, or it takes a lot of air to get a little sound out, then that tells me the air's not getting in to the tip of the reed. And you would want to take your knife and remove more to thin out the tip and create more vibrations that way. Now, say your reed, you get it and it's too wild. It's wild and crazy. You can't control it. Well, that might mean there's too many vibrations coming in through the tip, and it might need a little clip. If you clip the reed shorter, so the tip of the reed, then it'll cancel out some of those vibrations. This will also increase the pitch of the reed. Visually, you can look at your reed, and I've got one here that's a little bit wrong, so I wanted to show it to you. And can you guess which one that is? It's this orange one. Now, look at the opening of the tip. Do you see how the blades are splaying a little bit further apart from a profile view? Especially this side. That means your reed isn't going to seal correctly, and it's going to be very hard to articulate, and the reed's going to keep opening up, so it'll be hard to control. It's probably going to feel hard when you play it. It won't respond very well. So some fixes you can do for that. Sometimes you can't fix this, but this one, if it's opening up a ton, I would say that reed, it's going to be problematic for you. But since this one, I haven't really soaked this reed much yet, but it's pliable. In a short case effort, you can take your fingers once the reed is soaked pinch right above the thread, so at the base or the throat of the reed, and you can hold and pinch so that it closes down the sides. Hold that for about 8 seconds or so. So we're holding, and what happens as you hold that down is it's going to help those blades come back together. But this is usually just a temporary fix. As it sits, it'll probably open up more. So that's one of these things. Now this has a pretty nice closure, so we don't have that issue. So we've talked about if the reed is too vibrant or doesn't vibrate enough. If it's flat, you can give it a small clip, and that'll make the reed shorter. It'll bring the pitch up. If the reed is too open, we mentioned it talking about the blades of the reed up here, but if it's too open, you can either pinch, is what I would do first, pinch the throat of the reed, or you can scrape right here on the sides of the spine and the back. So those are good things to look at, and also knowing your measurements too. So knowing that the heart starts between 65 and 66, that tip line, you can measure your reed, see where you're at. This one is 65.5. And say your reed was just way too hard, you took out of the tip already. Well, if it's not vibrating and you're not getting any sound when you crow it, or barely any sound, or you're just getting the high and no low vibration is coming in, then you're probably going to want to take a little bit on the sides of the heart, or maybe the whole heart in general if the reed is just way too hard. So those are just some basic, some of the most fundamental adjustments you can do to your reed. And obviously we can go way more in depth with this, but knowing those key items, response comes from the tip. If it's too hard, you're probably going to have to go into the sides of the heart. Those things, and then if it's flat or too open, squeezing down the throat. Those are some basic fundamentals that everyone should know and be able to do. So I am going to be offering a new program in March, and it's going to be for people who have never made reeds before, or maybe you've started making reeds on your own, but you're confused about the process. Maybe you just want to learn how to do these basic adjustments. We're going to start at the very beginning. So I'll have detailed videos about each step of the process. I'll help you get the tools, and I'll do all the research for you so you know exactly what you'll need. You'll have access to Q&As with me where we'll work on reeds in real time, and you'll have these instructional videos of how to do it step by step for as long as I'm alive. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. The program is probably going to be in March, and you can sign up to get on the wait list at the description link in this video. And those who are on the wait list are going to get a special pricing. So don't miss out. Go ahead, get on the wait list, and I'll let you know as soon as early bird pricing and bonuses are released. So with that, friends, I will see you next time, and I hope you have a happy holiday week. Bye.